Hello, online crew, and welcome to today's live where I'm going to share with you just some truths. Some truths regarding what's happening in my business because I'm in the industry with you, building a global team around the world in social selling, e-commerce, network marketing, whatever you want to call it. And the volume in my business has more than doubled in the last few weeks. So I want to have a chat with you about that, about why, what's happening differently. So I'll just get rid of these dings. And you can take that from for what you will. But I think it's an important discussion to have because there's a combination of things that can help you increase the volume in your business. When you increase the volume in your business, you should be potentially rank advancing and getting more dollars in your bank account. So this is obviously what the goal is in this industry of social selling, e-commerce, direct selling, is to get better results in your business. So before I get on to that, I just want to remind the coaching community members that we have the live Q&A Zoom calls today. So in less than 30 minutes time, I have the live Q&A Zoom call for the coaching community members in the US and Canada time zones. And those in the UK, they're probably sleeping at the moment. We have that later tonight, my time. So if you've got any questions about building your business online, anything to do with branding or content or recruiting or prospecting or whatever it is, jump on those live Q&A Zoom calls. You can ask those questions. So I just wanted to share with you what's been going on in my world because as I shared with you just before, I'm in the industry with you. I'm building a team. I'm building a global team in my sort of niche area is health and wellness. You may be aware that I've just recently come back from Bali. From a leaders retreat that the company sort of sent me on. And there's a lot of things going on, which is really exciting. So I wanted to share with you my experience on why my volume in my business has more than doubled and some of the things that I've done and some of the things that are around me to help sort of achieve that. So listen up. If you're here with me live, please say hello. Let me know where you are watching from. Always nice to sort of see who's here and say hello as well. Olive, I can see you. I can see you. So I'm not sure where you're actually watching from. Maybe you're watching from my business page and that's why I can see you. But I can actually see you today, which is good. Hello, Teresa. How are you? Anybody that's watching, also say hello so I can give you a bit of a shout out. So just, I guess, the reality of what's happened in my business in the last sort of 3 weeks is... So just to give you facts, on the team side volume of my business, the volume has increased over 2.5 times. Now I'm talking in 3 weeks. 3 weeks. So the volume in my business on the team side, over 2.5 times volume from last month in 3 weeks. And on the customer side, and we're all from different companies and have different comp plans, but our comp plan in our company, we can build on the customer side. Like you don't even have to build a team if you don't want to. So that's why I'm sort of saying both. So on the team side, over 2.5 times more volume from last week. And we're not even at the end of the month yet. So that could be more. And on the customer side, over 15 times more volume in 3 weeks. Did you get that? On the customer side, over 15 times more volume in my business in 3 weeks. So why is that? And this is what I want to share with you guys. The combination of the things that make that happen, because that just doesn't happen because it happens. It happens because there's a combination of things that are going on in my business to help that happen. How would you guys like to have 2.5 times the volume in your business in 3 weeks and 15 times the volume in customer sales in 3 weeks? Would that be good for you? Let me know. So I wanted to share with you sort of what I've been doing a little bit differently to sort of, achieve that. First thing I will mention is any growth that you're going to have in your business has got to come from your mindset. And I've changed, not that I've never been, sort of in the game or anything like that. It's just I've got more of a drive at the moment in the industry and to help my team. And I'm going to go to America in January to meet a lot of them I haven't met before. It's just I've got more of a drive for my business. When you have more of a drive for your business, you do different things. You do more things. You step out of your comfort zone. You just get, done. So the only way, so on the team side, there's definitely different influences and different things that make that happen. And when you recruit really good people, I can't take the credit on the team side. Yes, I've recruited a lot more people the last couple of months, but I've also got some pretty cool people in my team who are doing great things because they're motivated. So when everyone's motivated, it makes a big difference. So are you motivated for starters? If you're not, you might want to do something about that. What I would say about that is if you're disconnected from what you're like, if you have a drive to make this business work, there's your first decision. Do you have a drive to make your business work? So sort that out. If you do, great. There's half the battle. If you don't, then how are you going to get yourself motivated? Because you are never, ever going to get more customers or build a team when you're not motivated to build it. So you can't cry poor and say, I know I haven't done much, but I will. It will happen. Reality is it won't happen until you pull your own finger out. And I don't mean to be harsh with that. It's just true. So many people in this industry want it to happen, but they're not doing the work. They're not posting. They're not reaching out to people. They're sitting on all these trainings. They're listening to all this stuff, but you're not actually doing the work that's going to build your business. So you have to think about that for yourself. I'm always doing things, but you can always up a notch. And that's what I've just done recently. I've upped it a notch. And for two reasons. Okay, and this is what's important. If you have the opportunity to surround yourself with people like-minded to you, like conferences, events, if you're lucky enough to get invited to a leaders retreat like I did, do not miss those opportunities in this industry. I've been at a different level in my business since September just because of a virtual event from our company, just because of a virtual event. I wasn't even there. But in any opportunity, I surround myself with the people that are doing better than myself, learn from them, grow from them, feed off, amazing people. So if you don't have much motivation, if you're not doing the things, then you need to get yourself involved. Get on the team calls. Get yourself to a company event. If you can't afford it, sell some stuff. Like if you're serious about this business, just make it happen and stop making excuses as to why you can't go to an event and something like that, because they really do make the difference. Being on the leaders retreat in Bali, being surrounded by those amazing people that are achieving, more than I am, it fuels me. I learn from them. I get driven by it, and it fuels me to do more. So at the moment, I'm doing more actually in my business. I'm still doing all the things that I do, still all my 11 different streams of income. But when you're that busy and you've got so many things going on, generally something falters at various times, and we come in and out of this journey. But so my point is the first step has to come from you. And if you're not motivated, if you're not taking the action, you need to get yourself motivated with what's going to work for you. And the first thing I would encourage you to do is plug into like team calls as a minimum. Most of them are online. So do that. And then any events that are coming up, just do whatever you have to do to get there. Okay. If you get there and you don't like it and it still doesn't fuel you, then get out of the game. But at least you gave it a red hot crack. Okay. The people that go to the events that are in that environment and stuff like that, they're the ones that go and make it happen afterwards. So that's one thing. Okay. So first thing has to come from you. However you're motivated or lack of motivation, get that motivation back somehow. Okay. Reach out to your sponsor or whatever and say, I need a pep talk because I'm just not doing anything and I need some guidance, whatever. Like, take responsibility for your own business and reach out rather than sitting there and being disappointed with your results. So my motivation is coming from I want more. I know I can do more. So I am doing more. So on the customer side, to get 15 times more volume through my business on the customer side, I've done different things. But here's why I say it's a combination of things. It's not only me and what I'm doing and the action that I'm taking, it's also what your company provides. So I've been given an opportunity, not just me, but people within my company have been given the opportunity for a couple of massive sort of promotions. So we've had a product launch. So what I did with that, instead of just sitting around and waiting for it to happen like around me, I posted on social media. I started creating a VIP list, put out a TikTok that's kind of gone viral, and just putting stuff out there. How do you know unless you try? And then getting email addresses if you do email marketing. If you don't, it's not the end of the world. You can collect them manually, like putting an automated system in place. Like I can do that now at my stage in my business. You may not be able to do that, but just doing different things and talking about it. There are so many of you that are in this industry that nobody knows what you do. They don't know what products that you offer. They don't even know that you're in a home-based business creating a multiple stream of income because you're not talking about it anywhere on your social media. You can't expect to get more customers or more teammates and build a viable business in this industry if you're not talking about it. Who cares what anybody else thinks? Nobody is thinking about you as much as you think they are because everybody's thinking about themselves. So whatever's holding you back from posting something, what if somebody sees it? What if such and such sees it? What if, somebody says nothing negative? Like all that stuff holds so many of you back. For what? Nobody really cares that much about you. And if they look at your post for 5 seconds, they've forgotten about it a further 5 seconds later. They're not hanging on to it like you are. And you're letting the opinions of others hold you back from putting out a post that could get you 15 times more customers. Get my point? So it's got to come from you, your belief in the industry, your belief in the company, the action that you take, posting more, venturing out, doing reels, doing TikToks, doing stories, whatever it is, get the message out there. You never know who's sitting out there that's watching you that might need your help with a product or a business opportunity, those kind of things. As long as your team has got systems and duplication and support to tap into, you don't have to worry about that. Your uplines can do that work for you. But here's what, from the company perspective, what else makes this achievable is what the company has provided, not only me, but everyone else in the company. So we've had a big launch. That's what I got the VIP list from. So a lot more customers due to that. But I put the message out there. I put people on a VIP list. I've promoted things from our Black Friday specials to that same list, things like that. Like, unless you're creating a customer list of people that are interested, what are you going to do with Black Friday? Are you going to be in this industry and be one of those people that Black Friday is happening all around you and people in your company are making a crap load of sales and you haven't made one? This is what I mean about your effort. Like, I decided to do different things. I decided, I'm going to promote that. I'm going to get people on a VIP list. I'm going to promote to them. I'm going to send out emails, which I can because I've got all that set up. 15 times more volume in my customer base in 3 weeks because I've done more. The company has given me the tools, as in the product, but bring on top of that Black Friday. And then, I'm very fortunate to have some pretty cool people in my team that are just as motivated, if not more, actually more motivated than I am, and their volume is going nuts, which helps my volume go nuts. So it's a team effort there. So my volumes is exploded, and that's a team effort. But when you have a really good team to grow with, and your company puts out something like a Black Friday special, all that volume flows up to you. So are you recruiting? Are you recruiting? Are you asking people to have a look in a non-spammy way? Those kind of things. If you're not putting content out there and you're not asking and you're not getting a team, you can't benefit from, like, big time, benefit from things like Black Friday with all that volume sort of coming up underneath you. So these and recruiting is I'm going to talk to you tomorrow about a training that it's just fairly simple but really valid points with who do you look for to recruit? Who do you build a team with? How do you screen people? Things like that. So join me tomorrow for that training because it's really, really important. You don't want to end up with a team of people that do nothing and you've got to babysit them. You want to end up with a team. How many of you would love a vibrant team of people, even more enthusiastic than you, that do the things and put the stuff out on social media and are winning and get customers and get teammates? How much more exciting is it when everybody's winning? But that comes down to you, the vibe you create from you down, the way that you look after your people. The bigger your team, the more that you win when for something like, Black Friday comes around. But let's not talk about the team side. Let's just talk about you and getting some customers. What are you doing for Black Friday? I'm not going to repeat everything we went through yesterday on Clubhouse, but I would recommend, if you want to learn how to really capitalize on something like Black Friday and you don't know how and you don't want to come across as being spammy, you need to listen to the replay of Clubhouse yesterday. If you're on my email database, it was emailed out to everybody. If you go to helenmartinonline.com/events and click on the Clubhouse link, it'll go straight to the replay now. There's plenty of ways that you can access that replay. But I would encourage you to listen to that discussion. Because if you've missed the boat this year, don't miss it next year. It's what you do leading up to Black Friday that will really, max. Not only Black Friday, we've got holiday specials coming up. We've got Christmas, we've got New Year's. Your companies are probably going to come out with more promotions, more things to offer. But unless you've been priming them during the year, then they're the ones that are going to be skeptical of the sale now. If you've been sharing information about health and wellness or weight loss or jewelry or makeup or whatever it is that you do all through the year leading up to, then it's not spammy when you put something out and go, oh my gosh, this is like a 60% special, you've got to grab it. It's fine because you've been priming your audience all this time. Those of you that have sat back and haven't done any of that and haven't done any sort of value-based content or in your stories or shared what you use and how it's helped you and led with the benefits and that kind of stuff, then it just seems spammy from you because it's like, well, what's this all about? And they're selling this stuff. Like, what's that? Because you haven't been priming your audience throughout the year. So if nothing else, go and listen to the Clubhouse replay from yesterday on all those tips so you can start now for the coming year. But it's never too late. Put stuff out in your stories now. Just lead from the benefits instead of the actual sale. And people, this is where a lot of people go wrong, is they get given stuff from their companies and there's a huge discount normally with Black Friday. And the cool thing about Black Friday is people are expecting to be sold to. So you've got a bit of an out because everybody knows what Black Friday is about and Cyber Monday and whatever. Everybody's expecting a sale. So if you put out a sale, it's not left of field because that's what Black Friday is all about. So there's a little bit of an out with that sort of given. But people don't understand what your products do when you just put a picture of a product and a price up. 60% discount on this. Okay, cool. But what does this actually even do? So if you do decide to promote some stuff for Black Friday and it's around a particular product, tell them what the product does. Tell them what the benefits of the product are before you just go, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60% off whatever your company is giving you to work with. People don't understand what your products do unless you tell them. So just, be very wary of that. But the tools that the company give you are for your benefit to sell more. And potentially with the volume, you could even rank advance, who knows? But the tools are there. Our company is amazing at that. And that's why my business, my team side has grown over 2.5 times. And my customer side has grown over 15 times in the last 3 weeks because of what the company has given us to leverage. So, and what we've got coming up over Christmas and New Year's, like, it's just so exciting to be a part of. I hope your company does that for you. So when you're given those things, don't sit on them, use them. But that's when it comes down to you. What are you doing? How are you leveraging it? What are you posting? What are you putting out in your stories? What are you putting out in your reels? That part comes from you. And then you will gain even more from all of that when you've got a team of people under you that are rock stars, which I'll continue that conversation tomorrow about how do you sort of find those people. And some of the people that you're recruiting, maybe you shouldn't. They should just be a customer and not a team member, because they'll waste so much more energy from you when they're not the right fit. So all of that kind of stuff. But it's a combination of what the company provides you, but then what do you go and do with it? Like, all your companies at one point in time or another, and I'm sure Black Friday will give you some things to utilize to sell some more stuff. So what are you doing with that? How are you executing that? So that's up to you. You've got to do things that are uncomfortable. You've got to post more out there. It's not going to happen without you. This industry is not, your business isn't going to grow on its own. You're the driver. Your company gives you tools and resources and promos and Black Fridays and incentives and all those kind of things. Amazing. But still, there are plenty of people in this industry that do nothing with that. So the ultimate success tool at the end of the day is you, and what action you do or don't take. And the people in my team that are super motivated at the moment and super on the ball and doing lots of work, they're winning massively. And I love it. Those that are doing less, not winning so much. So it comes down to, the individual. So use the tools that are given to you and get creative. Do something like start building over the next year just a customer list. Or if your team has a Facebook group just for prospects, for customers, get as many people in there as possible. So when Black Friday comes around next year, that all the promos are in there and your people are all in there being exposed to it, and they're messaging you going, how do I get some? Like, get part of what your team is doing and what your team is providing. If your team isn't providing you with anything, go and create it yourself. Don't whinge. I don't have an upline. Everything I do is from me down. I could go support and sideline and, if I wanted to, but I don't cry about the fact that my upline is no longer in the business and hasn't been for 2 years or more. Just get it done yourself. Create stuff from you down. Don't wait for somebody to save you. Don't complain that your upline never rings you. Like, go and make it happen for yourself if you love where you are. If you don't love where you are, then go and find a team that supports you, because life's too short not to. It's just, you should be having fun, and you should have a winning combination in your company of products and comp plan and, all of that kind of stuff. Like, don't sit somebody where you shouldn't be unhappy. This should be a fun industry to be in, and you should be working with an amazing team and all that kind of stuff. So go and find that for yourself. Okay. So that's kind of the difference in, what's happened in my business. It's a team effort. Yes. I've got motivated people in my team. I have also other people in my team that are not motivated. It's just the way the industry is, but everyone wins when more people are motivated. So how are you creating that? But more so, how are you being motivated yourself? What are you doing to capitalize on what's around you? So as I said, my company has provided us with a product launch, and then we've backed that up with Black Friday as well. But I've gone and done things. I've created a VIP list. I've put out TikToks. I've put out reels. I've put out written posts. I've put out stories. I'm still talking to people every day about the product that we launched because of the stuff that I put out on social media, and it's equating to sales because I'm looking after people. What are you doing with the tools that you're being given? It just doesn't happen by itself. You've got to do more to get more. So, and as I said at the very beginning, if you're not motivated for this, you want it, but you're not doing the work. What motivates you to do the work is to be surrounded by people that are doing the work around you and can help you and support you and be on team calls and stuff like that. And conferences and events are the best thing. I know you hear that all the time. But there's so many people that don't go to conferences because they can't afford it. Like, seriously, just sell some stuff and get there. Because what it can do for your mind, your motivation and your belief and all that kind of stuff. It's, our president of our company keeps telling us that the ones that go to the events are the ones that are rank advancing afterwards. It's just different when you're in that environment. You know what I mean? Okay, just checking on some comments here. You are so right. Why should we care what others say? I'm seeing all your names today. I'm not sure why that is, but it's awesome. Hey, Melvet, I can see your name today. It's so true, Melvet. Like, so many people in this industry, the thing that holds them back is they're just worried about what other people will think if they put something on their personal profile or something on their reels or something to do with your business. Who freaking cares? They don't pay your bills. They're not on the same path as you. If you want to get somewhere and get more money in your bank account and you have a cool team to work with, which is a lot more fun, believe me, when you've got a cool team to work with, why should you care about what anyone else thinks? Because that's only going to hold you back from doing the things that you know you need to do, the messages that you need to send, the networking that you need to do, the reel that you need to create, and not be tied to any of those outcomes. Message people and just be a cool person. And then if the conversation gets onto business or a product or something like that, awesome. Open the door and offer them your solution. And if it doesn't, stay friends with them. You never know when people are going to come back around when you're sharing the journey of how much fun you've been having for the last 6 months to a year. It's about the journey. But if you're not posting and you're not sharing the journey, then why would when anyone reach out to you? There's nothing to reach out to you about. I need to do more, but I'm so leery of being like everyone else and being icky about it. I should be past this stage. Yeah, if that's where your mind goes, it'll just stop you posting things you need to post. Just remember, and this is why I said it before, Black Friday is an expectation of being sold to. You kind of got an out with Black Friday. Label it Black Friday. So I know, I know people like you, Laurie, and many people listening or catching the replay, you don't want to be that person. But what's Black Friday about? Sales. So just come from the right angle and lead with the benefits of the products rather than the price. Okay? But if people have been following you and they've seen something that you've been promoting and you promote it as a 50% discount, it might just be that jump that somebody's like, yeah, I've been watching you before. Like, how would you know unless you put it out there? And at the end of the day, if somebody gets pissed off with you for doing that, who cares? Who cares? They're not your people. If your family don't support you and you know they don't support you, who cares? Be a good family member. Just don't talk to them about your business and they won't talk to you. Or if they question you, you just hold your posture. I love it. I'm surrounded by amazing people. We're going places. We've got a huge vision. And I'm part of it. Like it fuels me. I love it. And I love the people that I'm surrounded by. So I know you don't agree with it, but we'll just have to, agree to disagree on this one because this is one of the best things that's happened in my life. Hold that posture rather than thinking, oh, I shouldn't post that because what are people going to think? You're only going to hold yourselves back. You should wake up every day on fire. I am at the moment. If it's to be, it is up to me, period. Yes, absolutely. My business blows up every time I go to convention, every time. Thank you, Laurie. Point in case. Get to events, Sell stuff if you need to. Like, it amazes me. I'll travel from Australia, and I'm traveling from Australia to America to our next conference in January for our company. And there's people that will live probably an hour away or a few hours away from America that won't go. They just won't make the commitment to go. And it's like, well, how committed are you to your business? Like, you've got enough notice, like, go. Anyway, enough about that. Just, if you want it to happen, it can happen. And just use the tools the company give you, but don't sit on them. Don't sit on Black Friday stuff. Do something with it. If you know a new product is coming, put it out on your socials and create a VIP list because something's coming. Create some excitement. This is all up to you. This is not company. Like, your company won't necessarily give you that training. This is the social media stuff that you want to learn to do. I'm 1 minute over of our Zoom call. I've got to go. Sorry, the live Q&A Zoom call for our coaching community is now. So I'm just waffling on anyway. I've got to go. I'll see you tomorrow live, and coaching community members, I'll see you on Zoom like in a second. Bye. Whoops. Bye, Instagram.